is a presentation of TFNN. The Tom O'Brien Show is produced every business day. Tom takes your phone calls toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Oh, look who we have. It's a beautiful day. Got our man, Jim from Minneapolis. We're going to take it by storm.
Taking it by storm, baby.
I love that. That's a great saying, man. Hey, what's happening, brother?
Good morning, gentlemen. How you guys doing today?
Good, man. Yourself?
Oh, man. It's been the most incredible couple of days since when I called in on Friday, Litecoin busted out of that consolidation on the 2-hour chart.
Okay.
And it just never looked back. It did a 100-point ABC up, and now it's very extended the way I look at it. But holy, I mean, it went up to $420 last night.
Now, Tom O'Brien.
Welcome, folks. This is Tom O'Brien of TFNN. We go 5 days a week. We go 7 hours a day. We go 24 hours a day on the internet at TFNN.com. Always remember, folks, whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever you focus on grows. Hope everyone's having a great day, safe day. Let's make 2020 a great one, folks. 2020, you got to love it. January 2nd. Don't take anything personally. Your truth is personal to you. Your own opinions and point of view reflect your own agreements and are personal to you. It's no one's truth but your own. Market-wise, let's take a look at it out here. We have the Dow Industrials up 234, NASDAQ up 92, S&P's up 17.5, gold contract up $7.20, trading at $15.30 an ounce. You have silver up 14 cents, $18.07 an ounce. Light sweet crude flat, $61.16 a barrel. Notes and bonds. You got the 10-year up 7 ticks. Trading out at 128.21, 30-year up 23 ticks at 156.20, and King Dollar up 377 ticks, trading 96.822. Euro is at 111 to 1 U.S. dollar. The yen was at 108.5, and the pound was at 131 to 1 U.S. dollar. Our phone number is 877-927-6648. Give us a call, folks. Want to know what's going on in your world. In the world of the S&Ps, let's take a look at them. What do you have? We're kicking off the year. Excuse me, folks. We're kicking off the year. We get into the S&P futures first. We are at 32.47. The high is 32.51. And the high, all-time high, was last week. And that all-time high is 32.54. And we're right next to it. That's inside the S&P. The NQ's different ball game. NQ's just turned around and they have made an additional new all-time high. If we take a look at the NQs here, you're going to see that the last high that was generated out here was on the 27th of December. That's 88.43. We are at 88.62, and this has a wide price spread, folks. And if we go over, and let's just take a look at the Qs for a second and see if we get volume behind this move. And you're going to have volume behind the move, too. So what you're going to have here, now it's going to get really wild watching how this shakes out. So the NDX 100, okay, the Qs, the 3 Qs in particular, they're taking out a swing point today, and they're taking it out with volume. Now, I understand you get a holiday trading, the whole ball of wax, but guess what? An ABC structure is an ABC structure. You take it out with volume, your probability is pretty good that you're going to make the price projection. Now, this gets pretty intense because inside of the NDX 100, or the Qs in general, your B point is 214. Your A point, that was a bad tick there, so I'm going to take that. It says 201, so you get 13 points as an A to B, and that would get you to 13, 20, 30, 24. 224. And right now you're at 215. Inside the NDX 100, the strength versus the weakness out here is that you have Trip.com. That is up 10.5%. You get Baidu up 8.7%. You get NetEase up 8.6%. NetEase a Chinese stock. Chinese stock market, Shanghai, broke its consolidation last night, folks. Took off topside. AMD is up 7%. And that's not even talking Apple. Apple, which is still the largest weighting structure inside of the NDX 100, as well as the NASDAQ. Bottom line, Apple's up $5.50 right now. And, you know, I mean, you go back 5 months and Apple was $192. It's just clocked on $107 off 50%. And the matter of 5 months. It's an incredible move. There's no two ways about that. Gold contract. What do we have inside the gold market? Gold contract out here has the bid going, has the volume going simultaneously with it. We're up 750 right now. You're at $1,530. We hit 1,534 out here. 250,000 contracts. Huge contract volume as you're coming into the top of the consolidation. And that's what we need. This top of the consolidation will be trading at these levels. Well, the top of the consolidation since October 3rd. The top number there is 1532. But you're pushing into that. You have volume pushing into it. What I expect we're going to see is that we're going to be up into this 1571 area. Silver. We go take a look at the silver market. Bottom line, silver also caught the bid. Silver is much more volatile than gold. There's no two ways about that. Bottom line, 85,000 contracts. We're up 15 cents. You're at 1808. Silver looks to me like it wants to make that run to 1987. And the note and bond, this, guess what? It's the ever-ready bunny in a huge way. So the note and bond market, folks, this is what we had. Last week, okay, we have 2 more days of holiday trading. Bottom line is that we got action out here, though. There's no doubt about it. You got window dressing happening. You get the beginning of the year. There's no sellers out here. There's all buyers out here. And you know what? Guess what? I expect we're going to see the same thing more than likely tomorrow. They'll run this market as much as they can. But get back to the bond market for a second. This is what you have. November 7th, first off, is a big benchmark. That's when November 7th, we went from 129 to 127 in the bond market. Had volume, then a rejected price, right? We came back down on December 13th, had volume, but not as much volume, but tough day. You had price destruction. We went from a price point there of 129 to 127 again. Then what do? Guess what? You tested it on the 19th, you tested it on the 20th, you tested it on the 24th. Each and every test, dramatically lighter volume. What do we start out with today? Tested a higher low once again today, a rejected lower price, took off topside, has volume topside. We go over to the 30-year, you're going to see the same thing inside the 30-year. And this is really wild. We're at all-time highs, and yet the bond market refuses to back off. 30-year, same type of setup. 30-year today went from 155.05 to 156.22. Now, it's saying up 25 ticks, and it is up 25 ticks, folks. But guess what? From the lows to the highs, you're up almost a full 2 points inside of the 30-year. It is a monster move. If we go to the TLT, that's the 20-year ETF structure, you're going to see in the TLT, while the market was open, bottom line TLT just went higher. The low, that didn't get to test because the bond market, of course, trades all night, all day, only closed for about a half hour a day. The differential is that when the TLT opened today, the bonds had already rejected lower price, were moving into higher price. And good old King Dollar. So what do you got with King Dollar out here? King Dollar right now is trading at 96.811. You get a counter trend bounce going on. King Dollar had a monster change of trend on the weekly as well as the monthly last month. And that change of trend, that trend had started on February of 2018, and it went right up until December of this year. Stay right there, folks. Come right back.
Folks, Tom O'Brien here. If you'd like to get my daily newsletter, Market Insights, then now is a great time to sign up for a 30-day free trial. Every morning by 9:30, I send out my morning letter to subscribers with market commentary on a variety of markets, currencies, and commodities to keep investors up to date on the day's trading action. Included in Market Insights are specific buy and sell recommendations for stocks, ETFs, and even options, with stops and price targets included for every trade in my newsletter. If you'd like to try my newsletter risk-free for 30 days, then head over to the front page of TFNN and you'll find Market Insights under Trading Newsletters. I use my years of trading experience to bisect and dissect the market every morning and give my subscribers the most important information they need to know for the day ahead. I even issue afternoon updates for my subscribers whenever warranted with important market action. I'm always scouring the market for the next great trading opportunity. Sign up for your 30-day free trial to my daily newsletter, Market Insights, today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Wow! Go get them, folks.
If you're a trader in the market looking for exposure to gold or gold mining equities, then now is a perfect time to sign up for Tom O'Brien's Gold Report. The summer is over, gold is trading back above $1,500, and the 10-year Treasury is hovering at around 1.5%. Tom O'Brien has been writing his weekly gold report for almost 18 years. There's no one that knows more about how the gold market trades and how gold mining equities react. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to lose. Every Monday morning, Tom publishes his weekly gold report with coverage of gold, silver, bonds, the XAU, HUI, GDX, the dollar, as well as more than 30 different mining equities. As of September 3rd, Gold Report subscribers have 5 active open positions with an average unrealized profit of almost 38% for each position. To see for yourself the types of profitable trades that are recommended within the Gold Report, sign up today by visiting TFNN.com.
Many of our new listeners have heard about The Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive The Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on The Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
TFNN has launched our brand new website. You can still visit us at the same TFNN.com URL, but when you do, you'll see a new and improved homepage with a much simpler navigation, whether you're watching Tiger TV live in high definition or just accessing your newsletter subscriptions. We even have new pricing in 6 months and yearly options. Check out the new TFNN.com now and experience all the upgrades. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Welcome back, folks. Dow's up 239, Nasdaq's up 95, S&P's up 18.5. Let's go to our man, John in Philly. John, what's going on, brother?
Good afternoon, Tommy.
How you doing, man?
I'm doing excellent. Tom, I wanted to ask you if you could help me with General Electric. I bought the shares again back that week of December 2nd, down just under 11. And it's rallying here, but I'd like to ask if you'd go through the daily and the weekly charts and do your thing describing the price and the swing point benchmarks that you see as being important for this stock on the way up.
So let's take a look at it. You get GE, the low for the year. When I say for the year, folks, last 12 months is $7.12. The high is $11.84. You're trading at $11.75. And, you know, GE's cut a bit out here today, no doubt. You get 58 million shares trading. You're coming into a swing high out there from the 25th, right at Thanksgiving, with 59 million shares. Now, let me put this on a weekly for a second. Okay, so what you have on a weekly is this, okay? I mean, your swing point here, John, looks to me like it is going to go for it. Well, it was right next to it. It's 11.84. So you're going to go for that swing point. Bottom line, on the weekly, it looks to me like, oh, I see, next week. Well, let's see. We only close one day, right? Yeah, we only close one day so far. So this can actually get the volume. This can actually be pushing on that swing with volume because we're at 189. Yeah. So we're at 163 today. If that's counting the 59 million. If this pushes again tomorrow with volume, that's saying that it is pushing on the swing with volume. And that if it takes it out, then you get a small ABC up. You know, your B point would be 1184. Your A is at 825. So that's, you know, percentage-wise, that's a big number. Yeah, it's a big number. It's 350, which would end up getting you $14. Now, that being said, you know, I just take it step by step, John, because what this equity has not done yet, it hasn't taken out a major swing yet. You know, I mean, it's done a 0.23 retracement from the way down. Doesn't mean that it can't. But it's coming right into that area. But guess what? They're buying it today. And what gets intriguing here, of course, folks, is the beginning of the year. You know, the press, I'm sure you saw this press, John. So the press over the holiday was saying that GE was up more than it's been up in 10 years. Well, guess what, folks? Okay, it was an equity that has gone down about 90%. So that's what you can expect anyway.
Yeah, you're right. It's about time after 8 years straight down, right?
Right. So,
might I just ask you? I see there's a swing point up near 14. I think that was October of 2018, so quite a while ago.
Yeah.
Can you just look at the volume at that swing point and tell me what you'd need to see in the price, or excuse me, in the current volume to overtake that, please?
Yeah. No, it's cool what you're saying. So watch what happens. If the big one, John, is going to be, bottom line right as it goes after this swing here, okay, the 1184. And if that's what, if we get that, right, then there's no doubt when you take a look at this, what is that, November 17th? I get this on a weekly. So November 17th, the low of that is 16. Yeah, I see the one you're looking at right here, I think. Yeah, it's in between 1530 and, the 16 price point. On the weekly, that's monster volume. It's 780 million and 860 million on the weekly. Pretty dramatic because they were just bailing out of it. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, exactly. So,
you may get some resistance there. The cool thing here where GE is right now, folks, is this. What I've found is this. I'm going to put this just on a monthly for a second. Is that when you have a downdraft such as this, meaning that GE, folks, okay, in 2016 was $31, and 2018 it was $6. What I've found is that the downtrend really isn't over. You get a small bounce until you can take out a major swing. And in this case here, it's like almost hard to find a major swing, but I think we'll put up with $11.84 at the beginning. You know what I'm saying? Which is right where it's going after, okay? So it's a swing. If you can take it out, bottom line, that's the beginning of the trend that very well could bring it upside. The next time they're coming out with numbers is January 29th, and, we'll see where it shakes out there. I mean, people have been buying the dip in GE forever and they've been losing. But, I think you're in a good situation right now, particularly because you're at the beginning of the year. Picture, folks, okay, that there's so many equities. Well, the market was up so dramatically last year, right, that major money managers, the bottom line is that, I'm sure they know that they've been cooking their books for years, but they just might say, hey, listen, man, if you get 4 points out of an $11 stock, guess what? Percentage-wise, it's a big number. So I can see why they're buying it. You know what I mean?
Right, very good.
Yeah.
Tom, thanks so much, and Happy New Year to you all.
Let's make it a great one, John. Big time. Thanks, man. Have a great one. Have a safe one. Amazon. Let's go over to Amazon. Amazon right now trading up $47. You're at $18.95. And the high that was generated out here is $19.01 last week. Amazon is also going to be coming out with their numbers on the 30th. AMD is one of the big movers out here today in the chip business, folks. That was one of the largest movers last year, and AMD has an additional. So AMD was in a confirmed ABC structure on the way up. That was on December 12th that had taken out the B point. Now you get a multiple ABC structure. What we have now is that now it's taken out another swing. You get the volume behind the move. This one here, the B point is 47.31. Your A is 38. What's that? 31. Okay, so I'm just going to go with 38. Okay, 9 points, which is going to get you 53.66, approximately 53.66. The SMHs, so what does happen is that when the chip stocks are moving, folks, the SMHs out here, you can see up $3.16. They're taking out this swing high. The SMHs in general will not have the volume for an ABC structure on the way up, but the bottom line is that they certainly have the price going with them. And what does happen with the SMHs, the chip stocks, folks, drive the NASDAQ composite as well as the NDX higher and all lower. And of course, what you can see out here today, you get the composite at all-time highs. It's blowing away the high of the 27th. Already, it's only by 14 points at this particular point. But what you have here is that you are closing. I suspect we're going to close right at these highs. They'll drive it higher. What is happening is that what you are doing is that you have price spread going, you have volume going, and we know that we have the machines going, because as to a full trading desk, folks, we won't see a full trading desk until Monday. That being said, these machines are very happy just buying on a continual basis, keeping that trend going to the top side. Dow up 240, Nasdaq up 94, S&P's up 18.5. We'll come right back.
If you're not currently using the TAS Profile Scanner when looking at setting up your trading opportunities, then your arsenal is short a mighty weapon. The TAS Profile Scanner is a standalone piece of software that instantly filters over 2,500 global financial markets such as stocks, ETFs, commodity futures, and Forex. Headed by Steve Dahl, TAS understands that in today's technological world, the use of top-flight software applications and technical analysis expertise is essential to successful trading in today's market. You also gain access to the webinar that Steve Dahl and Tom O'Brien just hosted, The Best Way to Use the TAS Profile Scanner to Profit. This webinar archive is available for all subscribers immediately upon signing up. All new subscriptions also come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Start your subscription by visiting the front page of TFNN.com today, and you'll find the TAS Profile Scanner under the Services tab. Sign up today. Are you in the market for buying or selling real estate in the Bay Area, including the surrounding St. Petersburg, Tampa, and Clearwater markets? Tiger Real Estate LLC is a firm that has extensive experience in the Tampa Bay area. Whether you're looking to sell your current property for maximum value, or you're in the market for a second home or investment property, Tiger Realty has the experience across all areas of real estate in the Tampa Bay area to help buyers and sellers make the most informed decisions across all price levels. From the price you should be paying per square foot in certain up-and-coming areas to the type of cash flow investment properties are capable of creating, Tiger Real Estate can help you make the best decision when it comes to all areas of the market. Before you make one of the biggest decisions of your financial future, call Tiger Real Estate LLC today at 727-329-8322 or email us at tiger@tfnn.com. That's 727-329-8322. Call us today. TFNN has put together the best lineup of live content for traders by traders every market day, featuring some of the most knowledgeable and respected minds in the business. TFNN broadcasts 5 days a week live from 9 a.m. until 5 p.m. Eastern Time. We have live programming every market day during market hours. Every morning, Larry Pesavento kicks off the trading day live at 9 a.m. and breaks down the opening bell with Trade What You See. At 10 a.m., Tom and Tommy O'Brien host the TFNN Bull Bear Trading Hour, followed at 11 a.m. by the team at TD Ameritrade and Thinkorswim with Fast Market. Basil Chapman hosts the Tiger Technicians Hour at noon, Steve Rhodes at 1 p.m. with the Trader's Edge, Dave White at 2 p.m. with the Power Trading Hour, and Tom O'Brien anchors the daily lineup from 3 till 5 as host of the Tom O'Brien Show. Tune in to TFNN's Tiger TV on your computer or mobile device, and you can always find us streaming on YouTube. TFNN.com, educating investors.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. Dow up 242, Nasdaq up 94, S&P's up 18.5. This story is pretty cool, folks. We're going to hear more of these, too, as we get into the future, 2020. 2020 sounds so futuristic, but it absolutely is. Drones, okay? So you get the story here about drones swarming over Colorado and Nebraska at night. And at this particular point, this story came out at 10 minutes of 1 Eastern Standard Time. The authorities are saying that they don't know exactly what this is. And, bottom line, it's not UFOs, folks. But, we know that there's plenty of delivery systems that are basically moving drones in a huge way. But check this out. The drones appear after dark, flying in formation over swaths of land in rural Colorado and Nebraska. For weeks, they have dominated the headlines in the local papers, fueled intense speculation on social media, and unsettled residents who have flooded law enforcement with calls. I can imagine, man. They're going to do a radio show out there pretty soon about the aliens landing. So, excuse me, folks. So far, the aircraft has remained a mystery. Officials in multiple counties say they have not been able to determine who's flying them or why. The Federal Aviation Administration is now investigating the agency. Spokesman told the Washington Post this afternoon. In the absence of information, wild theories abound in small communities where the drones have been spotted, including government surveillance and alien activity. Okay, so let's see. The drones, described by the Denver Post as having 6-foot wingspans and numbering 17, showed up in mid-December in northeastern Colorado. They emerged nightly around 7 p.m., flying in squares of about 25 miles and staying about 200 feet above the air. Local authorities say mysterious visitors do not appear to be malicious and may not be breaking any laws. The bottom line is that this is going to be Amazon, Google. This is going to be one of these monster companies, folks, in the middle of, the land where basically if they probably fell out of the sky, there's probably not a lot of inhabitants, and they're seeing how this shakes out. Yet the unexplained aircraft buzzing above homes nightly still have caused alarm, so much that the officials with multiple sheriff's departments have cautioned residents against shooting them down. Oh, my God. I have been made aware of several comments about shooting down a drone. Morgan County, Colorado Sheriff Dave Martin said in a statement, "I ask that you not do this as it is a federal crime." Yeah, slightly. Another Colorado resident, Haley Harms, told Denver's 9 she was organized a team of drone watchers to monitor the activity. She hopes that mapping the drone's appearance might help answer the question of what they are doing and where they might be up to next. The bottom line is that if the FAA is involved, folks, I mean, they're going to find this out in a second. Because my understanding is, we could ask, well, Dave White will be back next week, but my understanding is that when you have drones, anyway, they bottom line, they have numbers and they're registered, The FAA considering a rule requiring most drones to be, well, here, let's see, hold it. The FAA is considering a rule requiring most drones to be identifiable. Spokesman Ian Greger told the New York Times the timing of the proposal regulation, which was announced December 26, was coincidental. It would allow drones to be tracked remotely, which would provide critical information to law enforcement. They're going to have to be. Can you imagine? You wake up in the morning. The thing that's pretty wild is that, if you Google, first off, Amazon factories and just do robotic factories, you'll be really surprised at how many small little robotics that you have running around buildings. Well, we know there's only so much airspace, and you can expect that airspace, there's going to be drones up there moving around in a huge way, particularly because what I expect you're going to see here, it's the smaller packages, not going to be these monster packages that start out at the beginning. But you will see smaller packages getting delivered by drones. And I know it's far out, but guess what? Who would ever think that in the course of... So picture this. If you go back, I don't even know if Prime was around 10 years ago. If you go back, let's just go back 10 years. You go back 10 years compared to ordering something, getting something delivered today, okay, the same day, depending where you are. You just think what another 10 years is going to bring. It's going to bring a big number, folks. And it's this whole on-time delivery, on-time service in a huge way. No doubt about it. So we're looking at AMD. That's making another new high. Apple's making another new high. Microsoft also going after its high if it hasn't broken it since the last commercial. There we go. That doesn't take much. Okay, so that's just made another new high. We're up $2.49. You're at $160.19. That just blew away the last high of $159.55. And in this case here, this is what's going to be wild too, is that we actually have the volume on this one too. So this is going to be pretty intense. It looks to me that the way that the NASDAQ is setting up is that the NASDAQ is going to lead this market for a few days, because if you have the Apple doing an ABC structure up, did I say Apple's doing one? AMD is. Let me just see this for a second. But if Apple's doing one too, No, Apple's not doing one. It was AMD. So AMD's doing an ABC structure up. Microsoft is a large component, no doubt about that. That is a large weighting structure inside of it. Amazon is up that $45. It's a long way from its highs. Google. Okay, Google will be the next one. Google's up $27. You're trading $13.64. $13.65 is the all-time high. Oh, check this out. I think you're going to love this. Just as we're talking, folks, I think it just made another new all-time high by 7 cents. Bingo. Just did it. This is crazy. Okay, so that, let's see if we're going to have the volume inside of that, too. So, no, that's not going to have the volume. But if you close, if we close right at these highs here, what you'll see, you have Friday in a holiday week. Granted, there's a lot more traders that are back to work right after the second, no doubt about that. Bottom line is that when you have a winning week, you have a start of the year, you have window dressing going on, and you get a trend that is very powerful on the way up. And then put on top of that, that you have the note and bond market that is still saying that we're going to have rates that are going to stay low. It's, you know, the textbooks are going to have to try to figure out who's going to write, you know, for the young men and women that are going to be in college and high school about, not so much high school because, you know, they don't give enough education, period, about markets and math and science in general in most high schools. But let's say in college, like who is going to write this book as to the correlation, because they have to change the correlation here, okay, that the bottom line is that you can have interest rates still going lower when, in fact, you get markets at all-time highs. I mean, it's a very divergent deal thus far. It doesn't mean that, you know, hey, listen, you know, if we go over and we take a look up the aspect of Europe, what is happening now is that we have gone, so we were talking about negative rates a lot last year. What has happened is this. Now, there's still plenty of negative rates. In fact, I'll pull them up for you for a second. But what you're going to see is that the number this morning is that we went from 17 trillion in negative rates down to 11 trillion. So little by little, you do have these 10 years going into slightly positive. Like if we take a look at this, you're going to see the United Kingdom now is 0.7% of 1%. France is 0.07 of 1%. That was in the negative before. Germany's still negative. Switzerland's negative big. But you can see these other ones, they've gone slightly into the positive. Stay right there, folks. Come right back.
If you're in the CD market and looking for a secure investment, the Tiger First Mortgage Program may work for you. The security for these first mortgages are building lots in the Tax Opportunity Zone in St. Petersburg, Florida. The Tax Act of 2018 set up tax-free zones across the country where you can build and hold for 10 years and pay no tax on the profits, which makes these lots valuable. The investment is anywhere from $30,000 to $75,000. The interest paid is 7% yearly, paid on a monthly basis. According to Bankrate.com, the best rate for a 4-year CD in the country as of February 20th is 3.1%. A $50,000 investment at a normal 4-year CD rate of 3.1% would give you income of $1,550 per year or $6,200 over the 4-year period. That same $50,000 investment in the Tiger First Mortgage Program would give you $3,500 per year or $14,000 over the 4 years. Which would you prefer, $6,200 or $14,000 of interest on your investment? If you would like more information about the Tiger First Mortgage Program, you can call me at 877-518-9190. That's 877-518-9190.
The Path of Least Resistance is David White's daily trading newsletter, and if you're looking for active trading ideas, then now's a perfect time for a 30-day free trial to this powerful daily trading advisory service. David uses his years of trading experience to offer his subscribers his trading ideas each morning in his Path of Least Resistance newsletter. Using a combination of equity trades along with options, David keeps his subscribers up to date with all pertinent market information with intraday afternoon updates when warranted. Don't miss out on this great chance to get a 30-day free trial to David's daily newsletter, The Path of Least Resistance, with no obligation to pay anything. David has been delivering solid recommendations for his subscribers recently, and if you'd like to see the type of newsletter he delivers every morning, then visit the front page of TFNN and you'll find The Path of Least Resistance under Trading Newsletters. For all the details and to start your 30-day free trial today, log on to TFNN.com now. Biotech is booming, but for how long? Whether you think the biotech bull has room to run or has run its course, trade LABU or LABD. Direction's daily S&P Biotech 3 times bull and bear ETFs. Visit directioninvestments.com/biotech today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Tom O'Brien.
Welcome back, folks. Dow's up 252, Nasdaq's up 94, S&P's up 19.5. The NQs, folks, the futures, Nasdaq futures up 114.50. They're running that baby right into the close. TGB. Let's take a look at this equity. So this is Taseko, folks. The Taseko is a huge copper miner, and the low for the year, last 12 months, is 38 cents. The high is 79. And what you're going to see out here today, this thing is up 10%. So bottom line, what is this all about? Well, Taseko, folks, has been in an epic battle with the British Columbia First Nation, which, bottom line is the indigenous people in British Columbia. And what you do have in many countries, the bottom line is that they have been, they've really been fighting it out. They've been fighting it about this mine. What was the name of the mine? The New Prosperity Copper Mine. Well, bottom line is that what they did out here today is that now they have decided that they're going to make some kind of a deal. The British government announced this week that Taseko, and I can't pronounce the tribe, have suspended all its legal and regulatory challenges and will work with the provincial government to try to resolve their long-standing differences. But apart from that note, none of the parties are commenting, apart from acknowledging that they have agreed to at least talk, which in itself is progress that hasn't been made in more than 10 years. This has been going on for a huge amount of time. We have plenty of Tigers that actually know quite a bit about this equity, trade this equity, all of the above. I'm not suggesting that you buy this equity at this particular point. If you do, you got to know it's a highly volatile equity. When it goes topside, yeah, it can go topside like a rocket ship, and it can go downtown like a rocket ship. That's the real bottom line. Although the area of the mine would be built is just outside the area recognized by the court as the title lands, the tribe says that they have traditional rights in that area since they never ceded that territory into the to the colonial government, and in fact went to war in the 1800s to protect it. So it's all about land, number one. The bottom line is that if Taseko does and can get this mine open, it's a very rich mine, a huge rich mine in the context of copper. And if we go take a look at this copper market, what you're going to see out here, we'll bring up a couple copper stocks. Copper, folks, we are trading right at 281, HGH0. What you're going to see inside the copper market is this, is that last 3 months, we just went from $2.50 a pound to $2.82 a pound. Might not sound like a lot. Let me tell you something, inside the copper market, that is a lot of bread, number one. And number two, what markets are looking for is that they're saying that, okay, are the Chinese back out here buying again in order to, they need huge amounts of copper for the amount of building they're doing out there. If you saw over the weekend, the bottom line is that the Chinese government, they turned around, excuse me, folks, and brought down the reserve requirements inside their banking structure in China. And what that means specifically is that it releases a huge amount of money that the Chinese banks can turn around and push out into the marketplace. And that's why, of course, the central government, that's why they did it. That being said, what you're going to see inside the copper market is this. Let me get back to the copper again. You're up 2.5 pennies right now. The top of this consolidation is 298. I expect that's where we're going to go. We're at 281 right now. We bring this back, and I'm going to bring this back on a monthly basis. And what you're going to see here is that the 281 is the 292. Yeah, the 299 is game. Larger, though, is 322. And if we get down to that 322, then you're going to get a real expansion, because what ended up happening is that in 2011, which was one of their highs, that was trading out at 464. It goes all the way down to 193. If we take a look at the largest copper miner in the world, what you're going to see is that this baby already took off. 4 months ago, it's at $29. You're at 42 right now. FCX, which is a very large copper market, also, bottom line, 3 months ago, the stock was at $8.63. You're at $13.20. And guess what? Look at this. 26 million shares. No, just missed. Let me see. 1338. Oh, this is, no, we hit 1345. Okay, this is just missing doing an ABC structure on the way up. Freeport McMoran. Let me pull this back in a weekly for a second, though. Let's see this. This is going to be intriguing here. Yeah, I won't do it on the weekly either. What you do, my take is that Freeport McMoran does want to run to this 1467. You know, what we do have out here is that you get plenty of volume. The week of December 13th, this thing took off like a rocket ship topside. What it's telling me is that, and something people do trade copper. I don't personally trade copper. But what you have had inside the base metals, you had copper move, you had lead move, you had, what's the next one? Zinc. All those folks have moved topside. And many times what I've absolutely seen out here is the aspect, and I'm talking about in the larger bull markets. Normally, that's what ends up happening. The base metals start moving first, then you start getting into the precious metals, and I suspect what this one's going to be all about is the same setup, but what it's actually going to be all about is that we had the dollar fail last week as well as last month. With the second week of December, we came down. That was the first break. It came up and tested again. You came back down again last week. You broke the uptrend that's been in place since February of 2018. That's a long period of time. That's what currencies like to do. If you were listening from 2 to 3, you had our man, Mr. Teddy Kegstad, on. He was filling in for Dave. Great program with Teddy. Teddy's a Forex expert. Bottom line, he was going through the different currencies out here. Currencies, folks, they love to trend for a long period of time. If you had heard this morning, if you hadn't heard this morning, okay, you're going to be able to go right to TFNN at the show Tommy and I do at 10 to 11 o'clock. We had Fred Ernest on. Fred is the CEO of Vista Gold as well as the president. Vista Gold right now, low for the year is 52 cents. The high is 105. We happen to own this in the gold report. I happen to own it also. Bottom line, you know, if you want an explanation about what they are doing in Australia at the Mount Todd project, so you can check out that program from this morning. He was on for 9 minutes. We had a presentation up simultaneously explaining what's going on. Pretty cool all around. Dow Industrial's up 254, NASDAQ up 96, S&P's up 20, and they just want to run this baby right into the close. Let me see this S&P, because the S&P, look at this, I love it. Okay, so S&P out here, the high from this morning was 3251.75, and we just hit 3252, and they're going to run it right over it. There you go. See that? Every time they just bring a chart up now, folks, they just decide to run it. So now we're at 3252.50. They'll run this baby, you know. And now what you just had here is that you only had the run, but on a 10-minute basis, it just threw 28,000 contracts into it. Bottom line, this thing wants to run higher. The NQs are really strong. The NQs This is like something else, man. I mean, the bottom line is that evidently we're going to be in the whole chips are going to be in our bodies, evidently, the way these chip stocks are running. But what the NQs have also done, they're trying to push away from the high of the 27th. The high, we're right now we're 30 points over the high of the 27th inside the NQs. Stay right there, folks. Come right back.
I'm certain you are or strive to be one of the best at everything you do in life. It's the most common trait that we tigers and tigresses share. If you're looking to become the best of the best when it comes to managing your money, let me teach you to do what most wealth managers tell you can't be done, which is how to time the markets. I'm Steve Rhodes, author of Mastering Probability, and for the last 12 months, Timer Digest has been tracking my newsletter signals, which have earned me the ranking as their #1 market timer in the nation for the S&P 500 for the last 12, 6, and 3 months. Timer Digest also ranks me as the #1 market timer for gold as well. The fact is, markets can be timed, and I'll teach you the exact set of tools that I use that has transformed me into one of the best at what I do. Sign up for Mastering Probability today by clicking on the newsletter tab on the homepage of TFNN.com and get immediate access to workshops where I take you step by step how to use an extraordinary set of tools as well as provide great market calls too. Sign up today.
Since 1984, Basil Chapman has been using the Chapman Wave methodology to advise traders of his expert market opinion. While originally hand-drawing charts from the late 1970s into the 1980s, Basil noticed that prices under most circumstances virtually always had a certain number of legs to the upside before declining sharply. Later, Basil found that computer software, which included the standard market technical indicators, enhanced the degree of accuracy in calling price turns, as well as market trend calls. Thus was born the Chapman Wave sequence. Using the Chapman Wave methodology along with other indicators, Basil Chapman advises his subscribers of his expert market opinion each market day with his opening call newsletter. Right now, you can get a 2-week free trial to the opening call, Basil's daily trading newsletter, by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Cancel at any time during that trial and pay absolutely nothing. Get your 2-week free trial to Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, today by visiting TFNN.com.
You know what's cool? Taking something that's good for you. Something specifically formulated to help with weight loss, better sleep, stress reduction, and the need to detox.
Nico, our hunter and gatherer ancestors found all their nutritional requirements for health in their wild environment. But today, our food sources no longer contain the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients our bodies need to stay healthy and strong.
That's why we need Primal Edge Daily Nutrition. It includes a special blend of ionics, oil-based vitamins, minerals, fatty, and amino acids in an easy-to-use liquid form.
Primal Edge is powered by highly concentrated fulvic and humic acids, nature's preferred delivery system. They have been called miracle molecules because, like sunlight, air, and water, life cannot exist without them.
That's right, Paige. They ensure we receive all the nutrition we need to be healthy and thrive. We take it every morning.
Primal Edge, formulated and approved by Nico and Paige of Living a Primal Lifestyle. Buy it today for just $89. Click on the Primal Edge banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
Welcome back, folks. Dow's up 298 points. They might as well make it 300. We'll get 300 before we get off the air. NASDAQ up 107. S&P's up 24. And as you come over to our website, folks, at TFNN, Tommy does a great feature every trading day. Started this about three to 4 weeks ago. There's a morning market report. If you want to basically get a quick rundown of what happened last night, what is going on in the market, you know, basically as market open, come over to our website at TFNN. You're going to see the morning market report. Great rundown each and every day of what's happening inside the marketplace, as well as the afternoon. After the market's over, he does an update of the afternoon market report. So check it out at TFNN as we kick into Friday here, which is going to be pretty cool. What you can expect out here tomorrow afternoon, folks, at 2 o'clock. So tomorrow afternoon at 2 o'clock, the Fed minutes are going to come out from their December 10th and 11th meeting. Inside of those, the bottom line is that, you know, of course, you had all the Fed governors in unison saying that they didn't see a rate cut next year. 4 of them saw a rate rise next year. The real intriguing part is going to be, okay, what is the conversation about when you're at all-time highs? And the bottom line is that you're still saying that there's not going to be a rate hike whatsoever. If we take a look at the Fed Fund future rate out here, what you are going to see is that right now there's a 5.9% probability that the next Fed meeting, folks, is not until January 29th. That's the first time that this has gone from a Fed cut to neutral to a hike. That's the first time that we actually have seen this happen, meaning when I'm talking about the last 3 or 4 months. But guess what? When we take a look at this, and I'll put this over so you can see it on Tiger TV, what you're going to see is that it only goes up to 5.6% in March, and then starts heading back down again. And by next December, it's like at a 2.6%. So the bottom line is that your probabilities, folks, is that we're going to stay right where we are. Always remember, folks, whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever you focus on grows. And whatever you want in life, folks, visualize it like a nice big motion picture. Step into it, take ownership of it, fly with it. Come back and visit us tomorrow morning, 9 o'clock. Larry Pesavento kicks us off. Outstanding program.